I've got the 4 new heads from TaylorMade in the Qi35 driver. Let's test them. I'm going to do the test that TaylorMade doesn't want anyone to do to show you if their claims actually work or not. Let's see what the 4 heads actually are claiming. So the 4 heads are the Qi35 standard, the Qi35 low spin, LS on the bottom, the Qi35 Max, which is boasting that 10K forgivableness. We are going to cover the tech later on in the video. And the Qi35 Max Lite, which is a great new addition for golfers wanting maybe to move that club a little bit faster. So let's check out how these clubs look and how they felt. Remember, if you find the review useful and you like it, hit that like button down there. It really helps me out. Also, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. So when we look at the 4 heads, you definitely see the LS presenting what looks smaller as you look down. Then to the standard and the Max, struggling to see much difference, maybe looks a little bit stretched further back. And then in the Max Lite, you definitely see these kind of lighter lines around the outside. The other thing you've got to notice as well with these clubs is the 2 heads. You're going to see one with these silver dots on and one without. The ones you would buy would have not the silver dots on. I've got the fitting heads and they've put the dots on to help with my launch model, which certainly saves a bit of money on buying and sticking dots on. I think the grey top to the black head, remember this used to be blue, I think, in prime model, was it, in the carbon face? They just look great. Like TaylorMade drivers just always look fantastic, and they do. They sit square, they sit nice. I think the sweet spot for shaping is on the standard and the Max. The Lite is fine, with the silver around the outside is fine. The LS is dialing into what people might want to look at in an LS. It just looks a little bit carved away here in the heel, not as pretty to my eye, but if that's the shape you like, definitely looks like it's going to be a bombing machine. And it's that carbon sound, as you'd expect, really solid. Like, we're so much more used to that sound now, maybe. I just think it feels really, really quite pure. That was the LS, this is the Max. And I don't really feel a difference in those two at all. They both feel the same. They look slightly different, as I said, but the feel and sound, they just feel great. I think anyone who likes that slightly duller, less tingy sound, these are really going to play into your ear and then in turn feel. And looking at those numbers, we're already getting some fast ones, and I'm not really fully there yet. Are we going to have a fastest ever? Come on, Qi35. Max looks great down by the ball. The back of the club definitely sits more down by the ground. Oh, I can't. Maybe a little, it doesn't feel any louder, I don't think. It feels the same. And they feel super stable, just hitting shots here, definitely hitting all across the face. And with that big story being that it's faster from all across the face, well, we are testing that today. I've hit a lot of shots over a few days to bring you some compelling data. Wait till the end, you'll see. Now the Lite feels good. Like, it feels, so many more people should be gaming the Lite. If you want to move the club faster, didn't get hold of that, I skied it a little bit, and it's not quite spec'd for me. You definitely feel like, I feel like I could move this faster. But remember, and I've gone down this rabbit hole, there's always a trade. If you've got something lighter that you swing faster, let's say this one swings 2 miles an hour faster than this one, that won't always equate to extra distance because you're losing mass. So ping play much more, I think, in the mass world. So their drivers, I never move them as fast, but plenty of mass behind the ball, maxing out numbers. Where I've gone the lighter route in Zexio, and I definitely can move it faster, but with less mass hitting the ball, it kind of still evens itself out. We're now seeing in the LS back weighting, front weighting, which goes to the toe and the heel, doesn't go to the front middle. And in the standard, we get changeable weights from back to front, no sliders or any kind of tracks. It's a fixed weight, which is where many people are going. The Max has a fixed weight at the back because obviously it's the Max, it's 10K, they're trying to MOI everything. If you go and make that lighter, it's then not going to be 10K. So you've got a little bit of gameability and changeability in those 2 heads, where the Max Lite and the Max, they're kind of fixed, but obviously you've got the changeable neck on here as well, which is giving you good realms of movement. These are 4 very good sounding, feeling drivers, which is no surprise from TaylorMade. They always make great looking and sounding clubs. Let's have a look at this tech. So we're seeing older technologies just pass through onto these clubs from prior generations. We've got the carbon twist face, so we're still using that carbon face for great ball speeds, giving that slightly duller sound and feel. It's also a twist face, which we've seen now for 4 generations, trying to keep those off-center hits a little straighter. The through slot speed pocket is still there. We've seen that for ages now in TaylorMade clubs, helping with those low hits to maintain better ball speeds. And the loft sleeve is still there, offering 4 degrees of loft movement. That tech's there and it's great, and it's been there for ages. Now in the Qi35, this is a mid to large profile, so it sits nice and big down by the golf ball. Interchangeable front and back weight to allow you to dial in spins. The Qi35 LS is an interesting free weight changeable system. It's a slightly deeper face, a bit more squat design, but the same head size as the others. But you can move the heavy weight forward and into the heel or the toe, dialing in sweet spot and shop shaping a little bit. The Max is shallower, more stretched back, offers the 10K forgivableness that seems to really resonate with amateur golfers. This has a 34-gram tungsten weight in the back that's fixed. And then we have the Qi35 Max Lite. This has a fixed weight at the back. It's not as heavy. Otherwise, it would just pair with the Max. But the fact they've got that lighter weight at the back allows it to still be very stable, but with the lighter components, maybe you'll be able to move it that bit faster. These are multi-material construction, giving TaylorMade the best chance of putting CGs exactly where they want. The face is tested all over the face to try and keep ball speeds up in different parts of the face, which is where golf kind of is at the moment. As always from TaylorMade, packed with tech to try and make golf as easy as possible for you. So no surprises in the tech, who would gain which one. We're going to show you the data at the end as I show you the mega test, the test that all of the face claims. The low spin is going to be for someone who wants that slightly different look, and also someone who does want that slightly smaller shape. I think the Max and the Standard are going to really compete for most people's golf bags. I think the standard Qi35 gives you a little bit more changeability to dial it in. Obviously the Max is fixed, but most of you should be going for max stability. So it'll be that push and pull between, do I want it fit for me, like really dialed in, or am I happy just to max it out? And the Lite is going to be for anyone who just needs to move the needle with speeds. And when they test the Lite, they find they move it faster, and that equates to ball speed. I think no surprises in who would gain each one. It's very obvious. I think the crossovers would be the Max and the Standard. I think the Lite and the LS they're in niche brackets, but there's certainly a driver for everyone in here. So here are the prices in your region. All I want to know in the comments down below, what do you think of these prices? To me, they seem high, but everyone's up there. Would you pay this for a brand new driver that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't seem that different than the one that went before, like most manufacturers? In the comments, what do you think of the prices? So the numbers on this club is really good. I got the best numbers from the Standard and the LS. The Max was fine, but it just wasn't for me. I think it will be for most people. That isn't to say the Max wasn't good. I just think I would need more time with it. But for this test, I've got my two best performers. The low spin and the standard Qi5. Look at the ball speed, it's really healthy. 166 average with the standard Qi35. That's my top end, that's really good. Spinning at 2.4, then it's 2.1 with the LS, about 300 less, which is exactly what you would want from a low spin driver, really good. What I love about LSs and in the TaylorMade Qi35, it's the same idea now, all of them have gone this way. It's way less fadey. You can see my pattern is pretty even split 50-50 left and right, where if you look at my left and right with the Qi35, that does fit into my pattern at the moment, which is more a little bit right, further left. I'm a little over drawy at the moment as I move my speeds. And then the carry average 290 to 281 with the low spin. The Qi35, the standard, just does push me to my limits. It's a great club. The numbers are super, super good. So what I've done is I've tested this club over 3 days and gathered a lot of data hitting with my Qi35 Standard, which was the one that topped out for me, and just a random another driver. Because I want to test if this club is actually faster from all parts of the face compared to a random other driver. That's the claim. This is a test TaylorMade probably don't want people to do, because when you do it, this is going to not surprise you or surprise you, subject to if you're a fanboy or not. Let's introduce the random driver. So it's irrelevant what this driver is. maybe in the comments you can ask, I might respond, but that's not the point of this video. I think the Qi35s are really good clubs, but look at the difference. So ball speed's pretty much the same, 1 mile an hour difference in it, but really much the same. Launch angle matching, spin matching, and then the carry distance 2 yards in it. So people might rejoice that the Qi35 is 2 yards further than the random driver. But look at the little number down below, and this repeated in every test that I did. It never really moved from about 1 yard difference. That's the standard deviation. 7 yards with the random driver, 8 yards with the Qi35, meaning that on this test, the random driver is as accurate short and long, left and right, or that on the carry, short and long, as the Qi35. Now, if you look in the rings at the top, the actual random driver on this test was slightly tighter. Now, that's my mess, the human's mess coming out. I'm not saying the random driver was better or worse. I'm saying it's pretty much the same. It was pretty much the same as the Qi. So TaylorMade claiming that they're faster from different parts of the face. Maybe it is subject to what they're testing from. Is it subject to a driver you already own if it's being fit for you and is kind of semi-modern? It's just, what I do like about the Qi35s is the numbers are TaylorMade, solid as always. Unfortunately, I didn't reach my fastest ball speed, which is 171. I got a 169 with the Qi35. I'm going to give it a few more goes for anyone who wants to hang around and see if I can get it, but I always love it when people get a little bit confused. So when they think when I hit my fastest ball speed with a club, they're like, oh, of course it's that club, he's paid by that brand, that's why he's doing that. No, if I could hit that ball speed with any club, I would be doing it. So the difference in ball speeds that you see from test to test, and I'm doing a massive test over the year, which I'll show you at some point, which has got some really interesting data in it. It's me, it's the human mess, which I think is a good message for anyone who's thinking of getting fit. And also, if you're not looking at those little numbers, that standard deviation number in your fit, you are being a little bit conned. Oh, that's a belt. See, 165. I'm just not moving fast today. One more go. Remember to hit that like button if you like the reviews, you want to see more compares, hit that comments up and I can compare whatever you want against whatever you want. And also if you're interested in my mega test, which is coming soon, maybe post a comment down below so I know you're interested and I will keep testing. Oh, Qi35 167 ball. I'm not fast today, but I would say they are. That's a very good, solid golf club.